Hey buddies, it's Will of DAGames here, and just wanted to make a recent video because, well, you guys haven't seen anything proper for a while, and I haven't really been as honest about all the things happening in my life right now, so I just want to get this microphone ready. Here we go. These past few months have been, like, super hard on a lot of my friends, especially online, in real life. There's tons of storms happening lately, and I kind of wanted to reiterate my thoughts on especially what's been happening these past few months. So I've not been feeling as stable lately either. I've been an absolute mess. I sometimes feel like I've advocated for problems in my friendships. I've been the middleman for a lot of my friends, and it has depressed me. But I have patience enough because I want to be able to help my friends out as much as possible since they've helped me out in my time. And I wanted to make this video specifically for them as well because I feel as though they're in a really dark place, and a lot of content creators as well are totally out of the loop on what's been happening all over online. But YouTube's become like a really big question right now. It's like, do we want to continue using this platform whilst it's broken? Especially when it comes to my case, because most of my older videos are broken. Whilst you're watching this new video, it's perfectly fine because this video will work and a few others beforehand will work as well. Anything up to Gospel of Dismay will work, except for the older videos after that. It's like, they're all gone. They're getting fixed, basically. On my dashboard, it shows up, but not on the public agenda. I know a lot of people will also come back and say that they can see it on their devices. Not everybody gets that, so you're gonna have to bear with that. But I fell into like a real state of depression because I saw, for the first time ever, like I don't really get to check my stats because this is not a race for stats or competition. This is me having fun with my channel. I ended up getting to a point where I saw the blue bar going down, and that really depressed me. On top of the fact that I've got my videos in so many kerfuffles at the moment. There's also limited ads, and there's also the fact that people are going back to school. So I've got a large conundrum on my plate and literally addressing it as we speak. A bunch of my friends are going through a lot of tough times. Views just haven't been great for them lately. Retention's been kind of small. It's September, it's one of those months, and I just wanted to spread love to my content creator friends that they are very much loved by us. We care about them, and if we all band together on it, we will get through this. Come October next month, I'm sure everything will pick back up again. Not a problem. Meanwhile, a lot of people are making an exchange over to different media outlets as backup. I recommend that if you're going to do anything whilst YouTube's in a rut at the moment, find backups, find ways of putting your videos somewhere else so you'll be ahead of the game when something comes out. For instance, I've been moving over to VidMe for a lot of my content. If you guys want to check out VidMe, it'd really be appreciated. And also, I used to stream a lot on YouTube Gaming when I had a little more respect for YouTube, but I don't know, like I've lost a lot of respect for that platform, especially since I'm broken. Whereas Twitch actually does work, and there's been a lot of highlights lately. We actually we did our first big stream in fact, ever on Twitch, apart from the one that was not exclusive, which was the showing off music and showing all the broken stuff. We reached 1,000 followers on there, and we were at like 20 when we started. Just 20 followers. It was a but that Twitch account was a test profile in which we test out the streaming services before we get on so that we know that everything's perfectly fine. We used to have another Twitch called Diamond Armada Online, but we don't expect anybody to even remember that name. So we decided to use DAGames Official as the one, and we only had 20 followers for a while, but then we got up to like 1,000, and that's really impressive. Plus the notifications work, all the features work, there's clips, as you saw with the Doctor on Comedy Night. That was really fun. And for those who are musicians as well, like this isn't just referring to video outlets, we're talking about digital stores, we're also talking about Patreon here. If you haven't got a Patreon yet, I advise you to do so. If you're just a Let's Player, I mean, maybe try it as a backup, but I don't know if Patreon's really worth it if you're just gonna Let's Play, just play video games, because practically anybody can do that. But if you can provide something creative, if you can find a reason, like if you're editing a lot of videos, if you're actually putting a lot of stemmed hard work into this and you're doing it pushing to the edge, I recommend you try it. All these different backups to all of my favorite content creators because they've done absolutely amazing recently whilst pushing through a lot of trauma, a lot of trouble on YouTube as of late, especially with like the non-advertiser friendly services. Everybody's going back to school. Some channels are slightly broken, and the YouTube design is the only thing that they've really seemed to have cottoned onto. Not to worry though, in terms of my channel, it's getting fixed. I'm having high hopes of that. But moving on to my friends, there's a lot of people who are going through severe problems in their life. They're going back to school. I mean, as I go back to the college stuff, etc. There's some people who are staying at home who dropped out, and there's some people who are still going, and they're both just as stressed on either side. I'd like to think that the world has no limits. I'd like to think that when you take on an opportunity for yourself, you learn your mistakes, but they're not necessarily mistakes. You just get smarter every single time. So if you feel as though that there's any regret in your life, then I need you to take that regret and punch it in the face, if so to speak, and push on with something that really matters, something that you really enjoy doing, something that you have in the back of your mind every single day and you're always constantly reminded of. Do it. Push yourself to the limit, because Lord knows you've helped me out in my problems, and I have a ton of problems. It's the least I could do. I'm always gonna have an offering hand out to help my friends, because I just care that much. As for the community on DAGames as a whole, my viewers, all of you, you've been absolutely marvelous lately. I've taken a long hiatus, and I kind of feel bad because Mario & Rabbids Kingdom Battle was supposed to be my comeback, etc. And then I started like going to different conventions, and then my channel broke. So I feel bad that I said I was going to get raring to go and everything, but it kind of broke on me. I've got no idea how that happened. Because I remember it being like a really stressful time on that plane. Just as I was about to fly up, I saw everybody just tweeting at me like, hey, I can't watch your old videos anymore. And then I looked and I was like, oh, fuck! It was a tough time. It was the worst 8 hours of my life. And just as I got the motivation back, and that's my point, always have backups in your life. Always find a reason to keep pushing on with what you've got and find other outlets for it. Be smart, be savvy. On the internet, it's not likely that you're gonna be dealt with too much trouble if you're honest, if you're brutal about it, and you just push yourself to your absolute best. And I've not been able to say this lately because I've got a lot of anxiety on my chest. I've been so far on to the verge of suicide. A lot of people are telling me that I might be bipolar, even though I genuinely don't believe I have bipolar. I just think I have a conflict of interest. Those could be two different things altogether. But like one moment in my life, I'll be super happy and my friends will be cheering me on. And then eventually something bad happens, and next thing you know, I'm like the worst to deal with. And that's just the same in my relationship as well. We've been through some hardship. Like, this is the toughest we've ever been at. And the fact that we're still going today, I mean, it's soulmateism. It's a confusing time for both of us. But I just wanted to say thank you for keeping with us in this dire time of need at this point, because everybody's got a problem and everybody wants to just get through this. What's the point in moping about our problems when we could actually just be facing them on? What's the point in festering on all of the problems we've got in life? Like, festering just starts leading you to more festering, and it gives it reason to start feeling sad. And it sort of questions the belief whether you actually want to be happy or not. And I know in the back of your mind, you're saying, I really want to be happy. Well, you know what to do. You just need a fucking smile. And I know it sounds hard. It sounds really difficult. Trust me, I've had difficulty smiling, but look, it's about pushing yourself to do it. Like, you just force yourself. You beat it to the pulp. You say, fuck you, problems. This is my life. Because if you choose to give in to these problems, then you're gonna feel bad. Whereas if you always fight against it, you're not gonna feel bad. You're gonna end up persevering. You're gonna end up having a good old freaking gangbang of a time. That was the wrong kind of phrasing. But whoever you are in my life watching this video, a content creator friend, a musician friend, a friend in total, you as a fan, a viewer, part of the community, my family, my relationship, anybody who has violated with my life so much, thank you. Just for being there. I've never had so many great friends in my life. And we're so close to hitting such an incredible milestone that we never even imagined would be possible for us. That's 1 million subs. That's ridiculous. How? I'm not even that good, but that's, again, my own worst criticism. Everybody has it. Why do we have to fester on it? And through these times, they've taught me confidence, a significant amount of confidence in my life, and it's worth it. It really is. If you can be confident in yourself, then others can be confident in you. Take those problems, put them in a hole, run on to the next big hill, because it's all about hills in this life. You go up hills, you never know what's going to be on the other side. So what are you going to do? You're just going to sit there and just watch as the hill descends somewhere else? No, run forward, because you don't know what mistakes are going to happen unless you try them. And you never fail by doing it, because you just get stronger every single time. And you know what to do in life by just persisting. I love you all too much to kind of like let you give up that easily. Life has realism. Of course, it's real. We all live. This is realistic. So yes, we do have to think realistic about a lot of things. We don't just want to quit our job because we solely believe in our 10 subscribers that won't give us that profitable gain to keep us going. YouTube is much more difficult than that to sustain an audience, now more than ever. So be realistic about your options. Wait, but persevere. Put all that hard work into making your content right now, even if you're in a day job, whether you're in an evening job, or whether you're just doing you. Form contingencies first. Make sure you know what you're doing, and then when the time comes, or if the time comes, and you start growing, get out of the door. Just know when the time is right. Because anybody has a chance, and everybody, like myself, can grow talents. I started off with 0, much like your favorite content creators today. They started off with no talent, but we worked on it. And guess what? Now we do. And we highly encourage you guys to do the same. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was your soul. So let's just build it. Let's just have all the time we need, and we'll get there. For anybody suffering through natural storms at the moment, I know there's a lot going on in the United States, especially Florida, and with Hurricane Irma happening. It's a really hard time. There's a bunch of my friends who are currently there at the moment. The one thing I've learned out of these hurricanes is that material needs are replaceable. Family isn't. You kind of need that family around you more than ever. So get them. Even if it's your dog, whether it's your cat, or whether it's anybody, take them with you. Even the things that matter to you the most. Pack them up. Find some safe space. You will get through this. This isn't the end, but you just need to stay by your family in this really dark time. I love you all to pieces. So if you are caught in that area at the moment, hang in there. Seriously. You've hung on through my shit. Okay, and it may not be as bad as a hurricane. My soul feels like it can be sometimes. But I consider you a part of my life. You've made this channel what it is. And why should I give up? I was so desperate to give up. And I have been several times to give up on my channel, but I haven't. And it's because you all stayed by my side. So I'm here to tell you, much like regular life, and much like my channel, don't give up. Persevere, keep going. We love you all to pieces. And I know this has seemed like a massive ramble, but I've got anxiety pains up to freaking here, and I still have, and after this video, I'm probably gonna feel the same way. I'm in a terrible conflict in my life. My needs are very much sporadic. I don't know where to go with them. There's a lot of friends who are getting closer to me, and I'm getting closer to them, and I don't want to upset them, and they don't want to upset me. So it's really hard to kind of get through this life at the moment. But it's my anxiety. My anxiety fills me quite a lot. I get very desperate to find happiness these days because it just doesn't happen. But life always throws you curveballs. Life's always gonna have curveballs. Why do we need to keep them? Can't we just throw them off and put them somewhere else? It's so easy. You just have to picture those problems as a ball that a pitcher is throwing. Just whack them away. Whack them. Find the strength to be able to get yourself out of it, and you will go far. You'll probably take a home run, and you'll just be riding on through those home runs. You can probably do about 10 of them if you're hard enough. Just stay true to yourself. Be realistic, but persevere in whatever you can. Make backups. Always have backups. And most importantly, your family and friends are all going to be by you. At least your true friends and family. The ones who have stuck with you through thick and thin. Much like my friends, and much like any of my family members, or you guys. Thanks so much for listening, and hopefully we get through this all together. We'll see you very soon. Peace out!